Good afternoon. Hola.
What's up, Coach?
How y'all doing?
All right, how are you?
Doing well.
So Ravens have obviously long had one of the top special teams units in the league. Do you try and look or emulate what they do in any way?
Not necessarily. We know that they are one of the top units, and that's what we strive to be. That's the standard that we're trying to establish around here, but it takes time. We have a lot of young guys in the building. We have a lot of guys that have been in and out of the lineup. We know the challenge as far as getting to that place. We're not there yet, but they are one of the top units, and you can see that on film, 100%.
Was it tough, Coach? Because you guys recover a fumble, you do good things, but then you have a fumble on special teams. Is it?
Yeah. You smile when you get that punt that the Carolina Panthers returner fumbled, right? You smile when you get the onside kick, and then when you get the kickoff return from the 50-yard line, you're seeing Jalen, he's making these cuts, and you're like, oh, man, he's about to score. And then he doesn't protect the ball and he fumbles it, and then you're on the sideline kind of deflated because you knew the opportunity that was there to provide positive field position for our offense. So, yes, the inconsistencies of our play does bother me a lot. We have to get to a point where we're playing consistent on all 6 phases, not just the big 4, but field goal pro and field goal block as well.
Is it not just inconsistency, but kind of randomness? Because on that muffed punt that Carolina had, it's a it's a short hang time for Corliss, but Blackshear looks into the sun, kind of loses it, and DTY's in the right place.
To be honest with you, I think it was a bad decision by the returner. Anytime you're moving forward to catch a ball, you should probably fair catch those balls, right? Because the coverage is getting down the field. It'll be a lot of guys around you. So the best decision would be to fair catch that. He made a mistake. We capitalized off that mistake. I can't go, saying what he should have done, what he shouldn't have done,
How do you coach ball security with somebody like Jalen, who just has never really had this opportunity? Montreal keeps getting more each week.
Right. You have to have a time clock in your head, correct? After you make that initial cut, you have to know that guys are coming from the interior and outside to attack the football, especially in a chase tackle position. That's what we teach our guys, to attack the football. He should have known at some point, as I'm running and I make this move, just go ahead and get to the 35-yard line. If you get to the 35-yard line, we're still winning as far as field position. You have to protect the ball. The ball is the most important thing on the field, and there's only one football on the field. He knows. We had a conversation about that. He knows he has to protect the ball, but at the same time, you don't want to get so down on him that he feels like he can't do the job that you're asking him to do every week. So
On the onside kick, McManus hit the guy and Saubert timed it perfect. How much do you work on that?
we work on it every week. You have to be prepared to steal a possession at some point, whether it's a surprise onside kick or whether it's a regular onside kick. The more possessions we can provide for our offense, the better chance we have to score points, the better chance we have to win games. So we're going to practice all those type of situations every week. We're never going to neglect a situation because we don't think it's going to occur in the upcoming game. That's not what we do around here.
You've had Jacob Martin for 3 weeks now. He's played a lot of special teams for you. Is he what you thought he'd be as a special teams player, or how has he done so far?
I think he's done a good job, but the negative to Jacob Martin is that he's playing a lot of defensive reps as well. So you try not to wear him down. It's a situation where you have to be conscious of Jonathan Cooper, who's playing a lot of defensive reps, Jacob Martin, who's playing a lot of defensive reps, and then you have to see where they can fit in on special teams. So we try to keep them fresh throughout the game so that we don't tire them down for defense. But again, I think he's done a good job for what we've asked him to do. 100%.
How concerned are you about kind of some of the penalties? Of course, Mike had the unsportsmanlike conduct on the field goal, and then there were 2 penalties on one of the punt returns there in the second half.
I think it shows up more when you're losing games, when you haven't won a lot of games, right? I think if you look at our special teams as a whole, we probably have 10 or less penalties. We don't have a lot of penalties on special teams. We know in those situations, emotions got the best of Mike on that particular play. I love Mike. I love everything he's done from field goal pro to field goal block and helped us. But we have to control that so we don't get in a situation where they're kicking the ball from the 50-yard line and now we're defending that kick. We knew the ball was going to be in play, but again, we got to avoid penalties, especially where we are right now as far as trying to win a game.
Coach, where have you seen special teams improve as the season's gone on?
I think we've done a good job on punt. We've started to hit a little bit more touchbacks on kickoff coverage. I think we've done a good job on punt return. Obviously, we had a penalty last week, which we cannot have because Montreal had a 15, 20-yard return, whatever the case may be. Obviously, everybody knows the sore thumb is kickoff return, and we're still working through that. we've had about 14 reps on kickoff return because our defense has done a great job as far as stopping opponents from scoring. The more reps you get, the better you will get at kickoff return, in my opinion. So I think we've done good 3 phases out of the big 4. Kickoff return is where we have to turn the corner at some point.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Coach.
Have a good day, guys.
You too.